Karen! Tell me where you are. Huh?
Ugh, what do you want, Mikey? I'm at home working, obviously. Where else would I be? I did make it clear you weren't to message me while I'm at work, didn't I? Would you stop this?
You told me remote work wasn't possible in your line of work.
Huh?
You said it wasn't possible to work from home due to the nature of the work you do. I remember it clearly.
Where is all this coming from all of a sudden?
You still don't get it, do you? I know everything, Karen. I'm fully aware you're in our bedroom getting it on with a guy called Chad right now, huh?
Huh?
I wanted to catch you red-handed, so I hatched a little plan. I called both of our parents. Now, all 5 of us are outside and we're about to charge in.
What? No, don't do it. You'll interrupt my work. Gah!
I just handed in the divorce papers. It won't be long now. Once the divorce is finalized, I'll be taking full custody of Elena. This chat will remain in place as a place for us to discuss things relating to our daughter. I'll be renaming it Elena's Parents, and we'll be using it instead of blocking each other. Given that I'm her guardian now, you need to respect her will, so do not under any circumstance attempt to meet her unless she gives you permission.
I'm pleased we're finally divorcing. This has been a long time coming. But I am still Elena's mother, you know. Why do I have to accept you stealing her away from me? I gave birth to her. This isn't fair.
She's still traumatized over what you did. She hates you. If you genuinely love her and genuinely care about her feelings, you need to keep your distance until she says otherwise.
Oh my god. My parents disowned me, Chad broke up with me. I have nothing now. Nothing and nobody in the world who cares about me. What am I supposed to do?
That's not my problem. Maybe you can use this alone time as an opportunity to reflect on how things ended up like this. Goodbye.
Hey, Dad! Are you already on the train home now? Thanks so much for helping me move today. I couldn't have done it without you.
Don't mention it, Elena.
I mean, I will be moving again at the end of May, but I suppose I may as well make the most of my time here.
Right. We regret to inform you we are unable to provide you with a room that meets your wishes during your desired time frame. That's what the real estate guy said, right? I can't believe they mistyped your search criteria. I thought they had systems in place to prevent that kind of thing. Did they say they'd have something available for you at the end of May?
I know, right? I couldn't believe it either. Yeah, they did. It meets all my criteria, but the move-in date was way off, so now I've got to wait 3 months. They really dropped the ball on this one. I feel so lucky Carla's letting me temporarily use her apartment. I know I've already thanked her about 700 times, but can you tell her how grateful I am again?
She's a real darling, huh? Don't worry about it, I'll let her know.
Thanks. She's great. How did you manage to bag yourself such an amazing woman, Pops? When are you guys gonna tie the knot? You deserve to be happy, you know.
Thanks, honey, that's sweet of you to say. I'm not sure, maybe a little longer? I don't want to rush things. Besides, we only just set up our company and we're busier than we thought humanly possible. The long-term vision is to have a company branch in every state on the East Coast.
Wow, you're reaching for the sky, huh? That's my Pops.
I have this surreal feeling of time passing faster than usual lately. I can't believe how much our lives have changed over the last few years. I can't believe you're living on your own as a student in New York now. It seems like only 5 minutes ago you were that mischievous little girl pulling those devilish pranks on me. Not only are you a whole plane journey's distance from our hometown, but this is your first time living totally on your own. I want you to know that you can talk to me whenever you want, about anything.
I know, Dad. That means a lot. Thanks. Dad!
Huh? Elena, what's wrong? How come you're messaging me at this hour?
Were you sleeping? I'm really sorry if I woke you.
You're not struggling with living on your own, are you? It's okay, sweetie, you're never really on your own, because I'll always be here. You can talk to me about anything, whenever you want, and you can come home whenever you want, too.
Dad, help!
What's wrong?
Mom's coming.
What?
Please, this is bad. Listen! I was supposed to be staying at my new friend from college's house tonight. We get on like a house on fire, and she invited me over yesterday. But she got a sudden phone call saying her grandma in New Jersey died today, so she had to go back to be with her family immediately. Obviously, the sleepover is canceled, but she was kind enough to drive me back to my apartment before she headed for the airport. Just as we were pulling up, and I was getting ready to get out of the car, I spotted some middle-aged woman standing outside the front entrance, ringing my doorbell over and over again. That woman was Mom.
Well, what happened next? Did you speak to her?
No, I'm still not ready to do that. Even just the thought of her makes me feel ill. I asked my friends to take me to the nearby internet cafe by the station instead, and that's where I am now.
Call the police!
I'm holding off for now. Don't get me wrong, I will if I have to, but that's more a worst-case scenario type thing.
Why? I hope you're not holding back just because she's your mother.
It's not that, it's the guy she was with.
What, she was with a guy?
How to put this? He looked like the kind of guy who might be involved in some shady activities, like a gang member or something. I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but the fact he was with someone like Mom, the way he was dressed, and the big scar he had on his face, I just had to get out of there. You know what else terrifies me? I never even told her my new address, and yet there she is with some creepy guy on my doorstep in the middle of the night, before I've even lived there a month. I did think about calling the police, but I was worried about what might happen to me afterwards if they got told off and found out I called the cops on them. I thought they might hurt me.
Alright, I understand. Everything's gonna be okay. I want you to know that. Can you wait a little longer at the internet cafe for me, Elena? You're not to go back to your apartment until I say so, okay? Sit tight, sweetie. I'll handle this.
Got it. I'll sit tight. Thanks, Dad.
Hey, Karen! What the heck do you think you're doing? Are you still outside my friend's apartment?
Huh? Oh, Mikey. Your friend's apartment? I don't have the slightest clue what you're talking about. Elena's staying in room 202, isn't she? This is my daughter's room. My daughter, who came to live in New York on her own.
Wrong! That's my fiance's room!
What? Your fiancé?
We've been dating for the last 3 years. She spends 6 months of every year on business in New York. She's pretty high up at her company and is expected to attend a lot of important meetings. She figured it would be more economical to get an apartment than pay for a hotel every time, so she rents it as a kind of second home for whenever she's over there on business.
Huh?
I got a panicked message from Elena in the middle of the night, saying she couldn't go home because there was a strange woman outside her apartment calling her name and ringing the doorbell nonstop.
Huh? Wait, that doesn't make sense. I saw Elena coming in here before. You can't fool me.
That's because Elena and my fiancé know each other. They're so close, they're basically family. Do you not think it's more likely that she just has a spare key to the place?
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now?
When I heard you'd shown up out of the blue, I told her to get away and stay away until we could be sure you'd left.
What? Why? I need to see my daughter. Do you have any idea how difficult this makes things for me?
Why does it?
Because Elena is supposed to be looking after me from now on.
Excuse me?
The reason she came to work and live on her own in New York was because she knew I was here, right? She's always so sweet and thoughtful. I thought it was only natural we'd live together in that case. I mean, it doesn't make sense to rent 2 apartments when we're so close by, does it?
What kind of mental gymnastics did you have to pull to reach that conclusion? It'd be impressive if it wasn't so disturbing. Besides, Elena isn't even working yet.
Huh? She isn't?
But seriously, even if she did go to New York to find work, do you actually think she'd want anything to do with you after what you did to us? You betrayed your family, Karen!
Oh my god.
I take it you've snapped out of your delusions now. Hurry up and get as far away from that apartment as possible and never go back! I'm gonna have no choice but to call the cops if you refuse.
Come on, Mikey, that's a bit overly dramatic, don't you think? Besides, I'm already inside.
What? Did you break into my fiancé's freaking apartment?
What was I supposed to do? It was cold outside. I didn't think there'd be a problem with me moving in, what with my daughter living here and all.
Moving in? Are you insane? Wait, wasn't the door locked?
Well...
No way. Let me guess, you had that slimebo Chad teach you how to pick locks, didn't you? I know all about his criminal record and his ties to the Mafia. He has previous for breaking and entering, doesn't he? Am I right? I'm right, aren't I?
Well...
The landlord told us there are several surveillance cameras set up around the apartment block, and the front door is visible on more than a few of them. You can lie as much as you like, but you'll never get away with this! If you did break in, you're on camera.
Seriously?
I have no choice but to call the police.
No, wait. Please, just wait. Let's not do anything drastic here. Let's become reasonable adults. Ugh! I only did it because I thought it was Elena's room. Anyway, all I did was come to visit my daughter. What's wrong with that? Visiting your daughter isn't a crime.
I have a sneaking suspicion it is a crime, if it involves picking a lock and breaking into someone's apartment. And you don't get a get-out-of-jail-free card just because you didn't think something was against the law.
But, Mikey...
Blatant criminal activity aside, the real problem here is that Elena still hasn't given you permission to meet her, has she?
Huh?
I've taken a neutral stance and always been willing to respect her will since the beginning. I thought maybe she might be ready to meet you one day, but far from it. She says she hates you and never wants to see you again. That means you need to go away and stay away forever. Stop upsetting her, you poisonous woman! You've already done enough damage.
But I'm her mother. She's my daughter.
You lost any right to call yourself a mother when you betrayed us, when you chose to follow your base desires over your family. You'll never meet her as long as she doesn't want to meet you. Got it?
Oh my god. But what are we supposed to do now?
We?
My boyfriend. We just sold his apartment because we thought we'd be living with Elena from now on. We have nowhere else to go.
You did what?
My boyfriend, Tyrone. He may have struggled to hold down a job in the past, but he stopped selling crack recently and he's trying to turn his life around. He was so excited about our new home.
Your boyfriend sells crack?
Sold, Mikey, sold. Past tense. He's a good man with a good heart, I swear. This apartment was a lifeline for him. What are we supposed to do now? Wait, what's that? I can hear police sirens outside. What the hell? Are they here for the neighbors?
The landlord must have checked the surveillance footage. He probably called the cops on you.
What?
Yep, I sent him a message. I'm sorry to bug you in the middle of the night like this, but I think my ex-wife might have just broken into one of your properties. Please don't hesitate to call the cops.
What gives you the right to do that?
What gives you the right to break into my fiancé's apartment? Breaking and entering is a crime, and crime is illegal! You're a criminal, and so is your boyfriend! Are you seriously gonna claim picking a lock and breaking into someone else's property isn't a crime? You don't have a leg to stand on! Of course the cops were gonna come! How else could this have possibly ended?
It was supposed to end happily ever after. This can't be happening.
Good morning, Elena. How you doing, sweetie? I know Carla already messaged you, but just to confirm, your mom got taken away by the police last night, so it's safe to go back to the apartment. There's nothing to worry about, at least for now.
Got it. Thanks, Dad.
Even still, you must be pretty anxious about going back there all on your own.
Well, to tell the truth, yes. Carla's been super kind by letting me stay here, and I'm grateful for that. Really, I am. But the real estate people say they'll have my room ready in about 2 weeks. I was wondering if there's anywhere I might be able to stay until then, just in case?
About that. Carla has a 3-week business trip in New York scheduled to start tomorrow. But she decided to advance her plans and is on the plane as we speak. She'll be landing at JFK soon, and will be with you by this evening.
Really?
Even still, it's probably best you stay away from the apartment for now. She suggested you both stay at a business hotel until you can move into your new place. What do you think?
I think I like the sound of it. Wow, Carla's the best. I love her.
Great. I'll message her with the news.
Thank you. I'm starting to think she's actually a goddess. I want her to be my mom.
She'll be overjoyed to hear that, sweetie.
Really?
Anyway, Carla will be landing at JFK within the next 10 minutes. So how about you two discuss the plan for New York over text while she makes her way to the apartment on the train?
Okay, I'll message her now. Thanks a bunch, Dad.
Just as expected, my ex-wife's new boyfriend was the kind of person it's best not to associate with. I can't help but wonder what the hell must be wrong with her to keep picking guys like that, but it'll probably remain a mystery forever. Anyway, as you saw, the pair of them were arrested after being caught red-handed, breaking and entering in the middle of the night. It turns out her and Tyrone, the reformed crack dealer, were both serving a suspended sentence for a previous crime, and they'll be spending a lot of time behind bars real soon. I feel like I dodged a lethal bullet in divorcing her, and I count my lucky stars every day. Not long after the events of today's saga, me and Carla permanently moved our company HQ to New York, where we also now live. Elena still lives on her own, and we want to respect her independence, but we're within walking distance now, and she can come home and hang out with us whenever she feels like it. Oh yeah, guess what? Me and Carla are tying the knot soon. Ever since that day, Elena's been calling her mom, which put the biggest smile on her face. I'm looking forward to the rest of my life with my new family, and I've never been more optimistic about the future. Here's to us!
Brooke, you're not seriously still working, are you? Why don't you do the responsible thing here for once and quit your job? Then I can finally get some grandchildren out of you and my son. Would you hurry up, because I want some grandchildren before I eventually die. Along with my Peter, you need to contribute to the housework. Again, with this conversation, Sandra, you know that I have nothing to say on the matter. I don't plan on quitting my job anytime soon, so I'm sorry if that doesn't fit into your way of living. There's nothing wrong with me having a career. Now hold on just a minute there, Brooke. Do you really think this is the end of it for me? I'm sorry, what are you trying to say here? I'm making such an effort to contact you, and you're just going to let it all go and not hear me out? Do you have any sort of common sense in that brain of yours? I guess you don't, since you're always out of the house working in the first place despite being a wife to my son. This makes me completely doubt your humanity and what you should be doing for the family, which is making one. Seriously, Sandra, don't you think that you're being too old-fashioned? Whatever do you mean by that? In this day and age, it's a very normal thing for both the husband and wife to be working and sharing the housework. The things we do in this house are a little bit more unique, but if you're going to keep judging us for it, then can you just stay out of our way? We are working hard and earning money, so please don't complain about our situation. You can't say things like that to me. I'm your mother-in-law, and my opinion matters when it comes to this family. You really do have a limit to your common sense. Surely I can get rid of you just like that if you intend on speaking to me like you have, right? Please don't threaten me with those strange and scary comments. It's not going to do anyone any good. What do you even mean by getting rid of me? I mean that we don't need you in this family and I can throw you out like garbage. Are you a non-burnable piece of waste, or would you prefer being burnt to a crisp? No. Would you quit it with your horrible jokes? They're not funny and frankly a crazy thing to say, Sandra. Can you blame me? You make me so angry. You'd be angry too if your darling son had a wife who was literally trash. You'll understand how I feel when you have your own children. Oh, really? Is that so? Even though I've married your son and would want to have children someday, you still won't keep your nose out of our business? I just want to live a quiet life, Sandra. What's that supposed to mean? It means what I say it means. I think it's a statement you don't need to read into very hard to understand. I'm going to leave the conversation at that, and if you want to voice your opinion, then please talk to your son about it. Since anything I try to say is just going to cause more trouble than it's worth. Isn't my son so tired from all the work he's doing? Have you given that any consideration at all? His work is not as strenuous as mine, so he's not as tired as I am. You seriously have a problem with not listening to what people are saying, don't you? I can't deal with this crap right now. I'm so angry. Would you please think about what I said for a bit and put it into action? Okay, Sandra, I understand your request, but if there's anything else, please take it up with your son. On that note, I'll leave you to it. Why have you not properly explained to your mother about our situation yet?
Brooke? What about?
I'm talking about our jobs, Peter. She's still indicating to me that she doesn't understand that we're both working. How much more can I explain what it is to her, and what would you be if I didn't work? You know that we wouldn't be able to live if I didn't work, right?
Brooke, can you be quiet for a second, please? There's no need to go out of your way to explain all that with my mother, okay? We're a happy married couple.
Happy? Ha ha. Is that some sort of a joke? I think I feel more stressed out than anything. If you can't earn your own money, then why don't you just do housework?
Is it okay for you to say that to me?
Huh? What do you mean? If I didn't tell you, who do I tell it to? Ha ha. I'm talking to you because it's about you, Peter.
Yeah, I'm your husband after all. If you say that sort of thing to me, wouldn't that hurt my mother's feelings?
Well, can you please try to understand the situation you're in and think about what you should do in a calm manner? I can no longer go along with this charade anymore, so please solve this dilemma immediately.
Okay, could you at least make dinner? It would really help since I've been trying to eat at home more these days than at the office.
I usually do make dinner when I finish work early. Isn't it a normal thing to make dinner for yourself if you're going to be late? Or rather, I make my part of the meal. You do realize you're not doing anything else right now?
Are you asking them to make it then? Are you serious?
Can you please try and make food tomorrow? You've been giving a lot of unnecessary stress over this. Is it okay if you could do that much at least, please?
Alright. It's just such a hassle, though. I'll do it this one time, since all of this can't be helped at the present. This time is an exception.
What are you even saying? Also, go to the unemployment office, too. Have you both decided when you're getting a divorce? Excuse me? What's brought this on all of a sudden? You made my son the breadwinner, and you're making him do the housework as well? You know for a long time I haven't liked you at all. But knowing what you were like with my son, I absolutely loathe you. Okay, I'm confused. What has housework got to do with you loathing me? What are you so mad about, Sandra? Look, I've decided that you need to get a divorce from each other. If you don't mind getting out of our lives now, that would be great. It's only natural to find a man and get married, I understand that, but you lack so much common sense, it's not even funny. What game are you playing here, Brooke? Sandra, do you really think forcing your old school ideas onto me is going to work? By housework, do you mean tonight's dinner? Yes, that's right. My son has a wife who can do that now. He shouldn't have to. Don't you realize that you're someone's wife now? Don't you have to do what you're meant to as a loyal wife? What the heck are you trying to say, Sandra? I'm obviously not getting through to you, so I filed the divorce papers myself. You can't be serious. Oh, I'm dead serious. I'm so glad that I was able to file them for you. I made a divorce paper up for you both when you got married in case there was a serious breakdown in the marriage. When I think of it, I thought there was something weird with our legal documents. You did this and kept it from us? Now you're nothing but strangers to one another. Oh, I'm so relieved. My son has gotten a divorce from his garbage of a wife. Is that all you have to say? I really didn't think that you would go that far. As you would expect, I am quite surprised. If you make my son do all the housework as an excuse for you both working, and so you don't have to, then you're not fit to be a wife. I feel so sorry for my son, but if he has a useless wife, then she should divorce him and leave. Oh, I see. You really are an expert. Oh, I am all right. I never want to see your face around these parts ever again. This has all been a complete misunderstanding on your part, and in turn made us get divorced. But of course, that's something you do, Sandra. I will no longer go against your expectations. Anything more you're wanting to say to me, Brooke? You've completely failed as a wife since you're making your own husband cook for you. You know you're doing me a disservice with blaming me for your prehistoric ideologies. I owe you my gratitude for divorcing me from your son. Well then, I will do as you wish and get a divorce, but I think that you'll regret doing this a lot. Regret it? I highly doubt it. It would be useless to have a wife like you around. When are you gonna erase yourself from our lives? Didn't I already tell you that it's okay? Your wish of me divorcing Peter has been granted, but can I just say one more thing? We worked well as a couple. Since Peter's father died, we've been thinking about how you would cope. We were planning on gifting you a 2-family-sized house. What? You were? Yes, but I can't help but tell you now what we wanted to do for you. It's no use now, even if you try to reconcile with me. We thought about you a lot, and we were going to put our plan into action. It ended up being a waste of time and effort, and now I am the only one who's working in the family, so... What the heck are you talking about, Brooke? I don't understand this at all. I said that I can't tell you, Sandra. It has to be Peter that tells you what's actually going on. What does he have to tell me? What happened? What have you done to my son? I didn't want to tell you since it's Peter's story, but he got made redundant about 6 months ago. What? He lost his job? Yep, and he's been unemployed ever since. If I were to quit my job like you told me to do, we couldn't afford the rent for our place. Hold up. So you're telling me that Peter has been unemployed for quite a while now? That's what I'm saying, Sandra. Aren't you paying attention? That's why I'm the one who's working all the time. Peter doesn't have a job, and he hardly does any housework either, so I end up being super exhausted every day. I'm relieved that you filed a divorce for us. Thank you so much for that. What? You're thanking me? But... So I'll be leaving him then. However, the place we're in is a rental, and I'm the one who parts out for the rent, so I think it would be impossible for Peter to continue living there without an income. I think you'll have to withdraw some money for him to live there, or he can go back to living with you, so you'll need to take care of him. This has got nothing to do with me anymore. Oh, wait, Brooke, let's talk about this in more detail, okay? What else is there to talk about? I'm already done with the talking and have nothing else to say. Do you have something to add? What's going on with the 2-family-sized house that you mentioned? What do you want to know about it? Well, you were building a 2-family house for us. Whatever will I do with it? Oh, no way, Sandra. We're divorced now, right? So, of course, we've decided to not go ahead with the 2-family house, all right? Excuse me? Why the heck not? Why would I, Sandra? Why would I build a house like that for my now ex-mother-in-law when we're divorced? Your son was more or less fired from his job because he couldn't work properly, so it seems like your son can't build the house after all. So there really is no 2-family house for me at all? You should have told me about the house before. I wouldn't have filed the divorce papers. At some point, I wanted to get a divorce as well, so there was no point telling you. I still had some feelings for him, but Peter didn't like that. I wasn't quite ready then, but I am now. You're the one that wanted a divorce, and not Peter? What is it that you're getting from the conversation that we've had so far, Sandra? I have been the one working hard and earning, and I'm done, so I wanted out of this marriage. But thanks to you, I was able to get a divorce, and I am so grateful for that. You'll end up taking care of your unemployed son who's returned home to you. Do your best, Sandra. Brooke, wait, but I don't have the 2-family-sized house. You're handing my son back to me? That's correct. I haven't heard of this from my son, though. Why would you do something like this? Shouldn't you have explained this to me properly beforehand? You need to be held accountable for all of this. How dare you not explain this to me, Brooke? I don't get what you're saying, Sandra. How many times do you think I told your son to tell you about what's going on? By the way, I'm the one that kept telling him to talk to his own mother. But the reason why I didn't do anything was because it was a problem between the two of you. Do you get what I'm saying? He didn't know how to even make food for dinner, so he must have asked you for help. He didn't help me at all. I was so frustrated just because of all those little things, and now I'm divorced. It seems like you were the one who had trouble letting us get divorced, didn't you? I had no clue about that, so I can't help what happened. Come on now, Brooke, that's enough of this nonsense. Let's not argue over all these strange things that have occurred. Why don't we just forget about this and you can make up with Peter? Please, have a long and happy life with him. I don't think we're on the same page, Sandra. I'm not happy anymore, so I prefer being divorced from him. Besides, I don't like having you for a crazy mother-in-law. You were the one that made us get divorced without our permission, remember? I'll call the courthouse and get it removed. Everything will be just fine. Just get back with my son, please. Let me tell you, Sandra, I have no intention of fixing this. Even if you try to rip up the divorce papers, I will get a lawyer and a divorce will be finalized. You're going to go to that extreme? There's no need for you to do that. Thanks to you, Sandra, I finally realized that I wanted a divorce this whole time. I'm tired of dealing with scumbags and miserable old hags in my life. What? Who are you talking about? Oh, forget it. It doesn't matter anymore. Well, not to me anyways. And with that, I bid you farewell, Sandra. Good luck living with your downright poor son. You're gonna need it. Enjoy your lives together. In the end, it was Sandra who was the cause of Brooke and Peter getting a divorce. Peter resents his mother for finalizing his divorce from his wife. Despite being unemployed and having a bossy attitude, he lives at his mother's house. Because of Sandra, he was divorced. It seems like Peter told his mother to work since none of them had a job. Sandra had no choice but to earn a living so she could pay for her son. It seems that she will face the worst of old age since she has the added stress of working. It seems that for the time being, they can't see a bright future ahead of them.